Welcome to the Cameroon Arise podcast. I'm your host, Ebanga Muriel.
African bad boy, yeah. Mambo Beats. I'm in love with Cameroon. I'm in love with Cameroon. I'm in love with Cameroon. Number one in Africa. Cameroon, land of grace, land of natural things, our fatherland. Hey. Mama Africa, Mama Africa, Mama Africa. Cameroon, it is time to arise. My people arise and shine. My kings, my queens of our fatherland.
Hey, my arisen ones. Welcome back to the Cameroon Arise podcast. I am your humble host, Ebanga Muriel, and I'm grateful to be with you all once more for another episode. Thank you all so much for joining. If this is your first time watching, I just want to say welcome. Whoever it is that invited you to join and invited you to come and watch, I'm grateful for them. You need to send them some money. They deserve a little love. I'm so grateful to all the 30 plus million Cameroonians worldwide who tune in to these episodes and who are learning from these episodes. I'm very grateful to be used for your good. So I appreciate your time, I appreciate your support, and I'm just here to serve. The Cameroon Arise podcast exists solely to empower and enlighten Cameroonians worldwide to arise in faith, hope, and love amongst each other for the transformation of ourselves and our fatherland. So thank you for believing in that vision for yourself and tuning in today for another episode. This show is a labor of love for me. I'm not doing it because I think it's going to pay me. I'm not doing it because I care for any kind of fame. I just know that I have a burden in my heart to make things better or to help to make things better for our Cameroonian community. The Cameroon I see today is not the Cameroon that is supposed to be. And so this is my way of trying to help to make things better, trying to help empower and enlighten the youths to join together and to arise. Not, if you don't want to arise for anyone else, arise for yourself so that you can be able to live the life that you want to live, instead of having to succumb to the life that you've been forced to live by other things such as the government or the people around you. Everyone has a right to live the life that they want, and all you have to do is work for it. Before the future of Cameroon can get better, before the future of Cameroon can start to look amazing, the people of Cameroon have to be better. The people of Cameroon have to be amazing. And so this podcast is just my way of contributing to that cause, because I don't believe that Cameroon is a hopeless nation, and I don't believe that we should continue to bring each other down and not support each other. I believe that we truly can learn to arise out of the past experiences that we have endured in our nation, and we can be able to do better and become better. In order for us to see the changes that we want in Cameroon, our character has to become better. We have to start living with morals again. Our mindsets have to become better. We as a people have to evolve. And this is not an impossible thing, but it is something that will take time. These changes that are necessary for a better Cameroon are not going to happen overnight. There's no overnight quick fix for the betterment of Cameroon, because the detriment did not begin or happen overnight. The detriment happened over decades of poor leadership and poor morals. So it's going to take time for things to get better, but absolutely things are going to get better. but it starts with each and every one of us individually. I think of myself as a farmer who is sowing seeds for the future. I'm sowing seeds of hope. I'm sowing seeds of faith. I'm sowing seeds of love. I'm sowing seeds of knowledge and wisdom as I learn myself. Some of these episodes, as I'm researching, I'm also learning things to better my life. And so I'm just trying to spread that so that everyone can be learning, everyone can be growing and evolving, and we can all continue to go that way. And as I'm planting these seeds, I'm nourishing them and giving them the sunlight and the water that they need in order for them to be able to grow. And I hope that every Cameroonian that is watching is doing the same. I hope that we all choose to encourage each other, choose to empower and enlighten each other so that we can all grow. Because just because one is successful does not mean the other cannot be successful. We have to be able to let go of that mentality that if one person is rising, I can't rise also. No, absolutely not. There's success for everyone. There is success for everyone as long as we all work and as long as we all work together. We have spent decades working against each other. The least we can do is start to change that and work together to see if in decades from now of working together, things are not better. At this point, we really don't have anything to lose. I don't believe that God sent me to America to ignore my homeland. I believe that God sent me to America so that I can become an asset for my homeland. And so that's my job here. Every episode, that is my target. And I hope and pray that other Cameroonians in the diaspora will also want to do the same, because that's how we grow. That's how we elevate as a nation. Today's episode is Arise Out of Anger. And I'll try my best to make this episode as short as I can, because someone was telling me that my episodes are too long. I don't believe my episodes are long. I believe that we are so accustomed to 10-second, 20-second reels and TikToks, so our attention spans are low. But when we actually want to pay attention to a 2 or 3 hour Naija movie, there's no complaint. It's only when it's time to learn that people feel like episodes or videos are too long. When it's time to educate yourself, all of a sudden, people feel like it's too long. But you will watch a 4 hour movie easily if you truly want to. All right, priorities. The word anger is as it sounds. It's an ugly word. Anger is defined as a strong feeling of annoyance, displeasure, or hostility. We as Cameroonians know a lot about anger. So many experiences that we have gone through in the past and that we are still going through today cause so many emotions of displeasure. Emotions that make us want to be hostile. Emotions that make us, or experiences that make us angry. The people of the Northwest and the Southwest are currently going through an Anglophone crisis that was caused by anger. Anger from joblessness. Anger from being overlooked. Anger from being made to feel like outsiders in their own country because you show up for a job and because you can't speak French, the colonizer's language, all of a sudden you can't get that job. Anger from being taken advantage of, and anger from being used and left to suffer. If the Anglophone crisis has taught us anything, it is that anger doesn't allow for logic and reason. Anger clouds your better judgment. What began as a group of people who were angry and trying to fight against injustice has now turned into a group of people fighting among themselves. Fighting their brothers, fighting their sisters, their aunts, their uncles, their mothers, their fathers. Displacing people away from the land that they know and the land that they own out of pure anger. I wish I could ask the Amba boys why they hate their own so much. because it's not the people that are actually causing the injustices that they are fighting against. It's their own brothers and sisters who were going through those injustices right next to them. I wonder why Ambazonians find pleasure in hurting the same people who were already hurt by the situations going on in Cameroon for the Anglophone people. I wish I could ask them what their end game is, what they're actually trying to achieve and accomplish, because so far, all they're doing is taking away lives and making things more of a nuisance for the people in those areas. People have lost their brothers, people have lost their sisters, people have lost their children, people have lost their parents, and the area is destroyed more and more every day. How do they plan to rebuild? Do they even plan to rebuild? All of the people who are funding this Ambazonia Anglophone crisis, do they actually plan to rebuild afterwards? And what is the end goal? Cameroon, it is time to arise out of anger. Feelings of frustration due to being let down by the government is understandable. But taking those feelings out on innocent people that have nothing to do with that is wrong. Allowing anger to consume you and make you to want to poison your brother or sister who may be succeeding, or hurt other people just because they seem like they're doing better than you in life is not okay. It's not the answer. It just further makes your life more miserable. After you kill that person, nothing changes. Not in your life, at least. You're still miserable. You're still poor. Congratulations, you played yourself. That anger did absolutely nothing but make your life worse. We cannot continue to hurt each other due to our feelings of anger about our own lives. Your anger is your responsibility. Your life is your responsibility. And yes, the situations going on in the country are not allowing for things to be easy for you. But it's not impossible for you to live the life that you want. It's simply not easy. It doesn't mean that you can't. It just means that you have to work harder. You have to find different methods to be able to arise. And no, I'm not talking about scamming and stealing from each other, because even scamming and stealing from each other also comes from a place of anger and frustration. Your anger is your responsibility. Stop making it the responsibility of other people by taking their loved ones away from them. You can only control your own actions. When a person mistreats you, they take power from you. But when you retaliate, they actually keep that power. It doesn't mean that you earn your power back from them. It means that you stoop down to their level, and now you are no different from them. You are no better than them. You may think to yourself, oh, I gave it back to them, and now I've won the battle. Yes, you've won that battle, but you've lost the war because you lost yourself in the process. You brought yourself down to their level. They say when you argue with a fool, no one can tell the difference. And that's the same of anger. When someone does something to you and causes you to be angry and you do something right back to them to get them back, how are you any better? How are you any different? And why have you allowed that person to consume you and change you into someone that you're not? Why have you given them that much importance in your life? These are questions that one should ask themselves as they allow themselves to be consumed with so much anger. If we sit today that we want to display the anger that has been brought upon us by all of the situations that we've gone through, both in the nation and abroad even, when will it end? At what point will we be able to just live our lives? We would continue to be consumed by the anger. But the anger doesn't pay you. It doesn't make money for you. It doesn't feed your children. It doesn't educate you. It doesn't do anything for you. Cameroon, it is time for us to arise out of anger because it's worthless and it's pointless. Instead of being angry, find ways to fix the problems that are happening. And yes, it's not easy, but nothing in this life is easy. We have to stop thinking there are quick fixes to anything in life. No, quick fixes never last. Anything that you do quickly, any money that you obtain quickly, it also goes quickly. The anger isn't helping. It's only hurting us even the more. It's important for us to arise out of it so that we can be able to actually live. The best thing for us to do as Cameroonians is to start systematically fixing the issues that we see in our community, in our families, among our friends, in our job places. That's how change starts, and that's how things get better. And you can't do that while you're angry. So my prayer is that God will strengthen each and every one of us to arise out of our anger and use our energy instead to fix the issues and become the change that we want to see in our fatherland. I pray that God will strengthen us to forgive those who have angered us and also forgive ourselves for the things that we've done in the past that may have caused issues in our lives. Let that anger go so that you can see clearly how to be able to better your life. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Cameroon Arise podcast today. I hope that you'll like this video. I hope that you'll share this video. If you know someone who is walking around consumed by anger based on their experiences in this life, send them this video and pray that God will heal their heart and help them to be able to move forward. Until next time, my arisen ones, bye. This is the Cameroon Arise podcast. We exist solely to enlighten and empower Cameroonians worldwide to arise in faith, arise in hope, and arise in love among each other for the transformation and advancement of our fatherland. I am your humble host, Ebanga Muriel, and I look forward to you listening again. God bless you.
Africa, Mama Africa, Mama Africa. Cameroon, Cameroon, it is time to rise. My people rise and shine. My kings, my queens of our fatherland. You hold the future in your hands. So let's arise and shine one time, cause time no day. Mama Africa, Mama Africa, say one love, one love. I'm in love with Cameroon, I'm in love with Cameroon. Number one in Africa, Cameroon, Cameroon, land of grace, land of naturality, our fatherland. Hey. Mama Africa, Mama Africa. no cheat. Love your brother as you love yourself.